You ever get hit with a sentence so sharp it cuts deeper than any knife? A sentence you never thought you'd hear from the very person you spent your whole life protecting. Well, my name is James Holloway, and this is the day my daughter told me I ruined her life right before she discovered the sacrifice I had hidden from her for nearly 2 decades. And trust me, when the truth came out, it shattered everything she thought she knew about me and about her own past. It all started on a warm Sunday morning, the kind where the air feels calm and the world looks harmless. I was sitting at the kitchen table sipping my coffee when my daughter, Emily, burst through the front door with a storm on her face. She was 22, fierce, stubborn, brilliant, and blessed with the same fire her mother used to carry. But that morning, her anger wasn't the loud type, it was the silent kind, the kind that shows up in eyes that won't blink and hands that won't stay still. She threw her bag on the floor and said, "Dad, we need to talk." Now, anybody who's raised a kid knows that when they start a sentence with that, you're about to step into something messy. I told her to sit down, but she didn't. She stood there shaking, her jaw clenched like she was holding back a flood. Then she said the words that hollowed me out from the inside. "You ruined my life." I felt my breath catch. Not because she was angry kids get angry, but because she believed it. She wasn't yelling to hurt me. She was yelling because she thought she was speaking the truth. She went on, voice trembling. "All these years you told me Mom left because she was sick, that she couldn't take care of me, that you had to raise me alone. But I found something today, something you never told me." Suddenly, I knew exactly what she had found. My heart dropped. She pulled a folded document from her pocket and tossed it onto the table. It was a court custody report, one I had prayed she'd never see. She stared at me with betrayal carved on her face. "Why didn't you tell me Mom tried to take me? Why didn't you tell me she wanted to raise me herself? Why did you hide that from me?" She was shaking now, tears beginning to escape the corners of her eyes. "All this time I thought you were honest with me. I thought you raised me because Mom wasn't able to, but you took me away from her. You kept me from her. You ruined my chance at having a relationship with my own mother. I had prepared for a lot of things in life, but not for this moment. Not for the day my daughter would accuse me of stealing her childhood." She turned away, wiping her tears, whispering, "I trusted you. More than anyone." I stood up slowly and said the only thing I could, "Emily, you deserve the whole truth." She didn't speak. She didn't look at me. But she didn't walk away, and that was enough. So I began telling the story I had buried deep inside myself for 22 years. "Your mother didn't leave because she didn't love you," I said quietly. "She left because she was addicted." Emily's head snapped toward me. "Addicted to what?" "Prescription pills," I said. "And later much worse." I explained how her mother, the woman I had loved fiercely, had slowly fallen victim to an addiction that wrapped itself around her life until it squeezed every good thing out of it. How she would disappear for days. How she forgot appointments, school meetings, even Emily's first birthday. How she once left Emily at a grocery store while she went to get high in the parking lot. Emily shook her head in disbelief, but she was listening. I told her about the night I found her mother passed out on the bathroom floor, pills scattered like confetti beneath her. How Emily, barely 3 years old, sat next to her crying because she thought Mommy was sleeping. I told her how I begged her mother to get help, how I drove her to rehab 3 times, how she walked out every time. "The custody report you found," I said, pointing at the paper on the table, "was from the day your mother demanded to take you with her to a motel she was staying in with people she barely knew? She wanted custody not because she was ready for you, but because she wanted to claim government benefits using your name." Emily's face fell, her breath shaky, but she still whispered, "You should have told me." I nodded. "Yes, I should have. But Emily, you were a child, and I didn't want you growing up thinking your mother was a villain. I wanted you to remember her love, not her darkness." Then I told her the part she never imagined. Your mother didn't stop fighting for you. Even when she wasn't healthy enough to have you, she kept trying to visit. And every time she came, she brought gifts, toys, letters, drawings you were too young to remember. She'd hand them to me and say, "Give these to her when I'm better." But she never got better. Emily covered her mouth, tears streaming. "Dad, I never got anything from her." I walked to the hallway closet, reached into the back and pulled out a large wooden box. Inside were sealed envelopes, more than 24 each, with Emily's name written in her mother's shaky handwriting. "I kept everything," I said, setting the box in front of her. "Every letter she ever wrote you. Every birthday message. Every apology. I didn't give them to you because she didn't want you to keep hoping for a mother who might never come home." Emily opened the box with trembling fingers. She lifted one letter, dated right after her 5th birthday. She read silently, tears dripping onto the paper. And then she whispered, "Dad, why didn't you ever tell me she loved me this much?" I sat down beside her. "Because I didn't want you to grow up torn between two worlds," I said. "I carried the pain so you wouldn't have to." For a long time she didn't move. Just sat there reading letter after letter, letters full of heartbreak, regret, and a mother's desperate love. Then she found the last envelope, the only one addressed to both of us. Inside was a handwritten note from her mother, dated just 3 days before she passed away. In it she wrote, "James, if I don't make it, please make sure she knows I tried. And please forgive me for leaving everything on your shoulders. You're the best father she ever have. Tell her I love her. Tell her I'm sorry." Emily broke. She cried like her heart had been ripped open and finally freed at the same time. She grabbed my hand and whispered, "Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know any of this." I squeezed her hand gently. "I know you didn't, sweetheart, and I never blamed you." She looked up at me through tears. "You didn't ruin my life. You saved it." The room fell quiet, heavy, but healing. She hugged me, holding on like she was afraid I might disappear next. And in that moment, years of silence, confusion, and hidden pain melted away. Later that night, she said something I'll never forget. "Dad, thank you for carrying the truth alone so I didn't have to." She didn't just forgive me. She understood me, and that changed everything.